La la li la 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 la. What is the title for today? You guys, this is the Confidence Climb Challenge. Freaking welcome. Freaking welcome.
Yes. Congratulations for making it here. We're so excited to share with you the
excited.
8-day confidence climb. Over the next 8 days, you guys, we are going to help you blow your confidence through the roof.
The roof. The roof.
And
the
over
roof.
the next 8 days, we're going to talk about 8 specific pieces of content that are going to incrementally shift your level of confidence to the next level. And
can I say something?
Yeah.
So today is going to be very much about conquering your cravings because we all have them. And each day you can decide, is this a practice I would like to continue getting better at? You do not have to use all 8 all at one time, but the goal is to just equip you, give you the tools, put them in your tool belt. It's like a screwdriver. You don't need a screwdriver if you have a nail. So sometimes you'll need to use the conquering cravings stuff that we'll give you, but sometimes you're going to need to use something else from the challenge that we give you. Okay, so you got your tool belt. We're going to fill it up with all kinds of tools that you can use to increase your self-confidence and your belief in yourself. And that is what this challenge is going to be about. So congratulations to you for stepping into who knows what yet.
Yes. And also, I want to share with you a quick fun fact. Today is National Women's Day. So I just want to give you all massive love and tell you happy National Women's Day. It's actually so symbolic that we are doing an event that is all about, helping you to elevate your confidence, starting today. So super symbolic, super grateful to have you here. And, I want to begin today's conversation by just talking about confidence and what is the purpose of confidence in the first place. And, I'll tell you I want to know from you guys, who in here feels like if you were to have more confidence, you will be able to either experience more of life or, take your life to the next level. If this is you, go ahead and drop a C in the chat. And I'm asking you this because I'll tell you that for me, I actually wrote this down, you guys. I wrote this down. So we're limited by interpretation, not facts.
I wrote down the same thing.
We're limited by interpretation, not facts, which means that if we have confidence or more confidence, we will become more limitless. Now, I can only speak for myself. I cannot speak for you. However, what I can tell you is that throughout my entire journey, it's all been a game of up-leveling my level of confidence. And now we all have different reasons for why is it that we want confidence, or how will more confidence help ourselves to take ourselves to the next level. And what I'm about to share with you next is, just from a global vision of why I believe on this National Women's Day that us as women need more confidence. So
is it national or international?
I don't know.
Somebody know, please.
I don't know. However, what I do want to check real quick is, what is the definition of confidence in the first place?
Oh, that is a good question.
Confidence, what does it stand for? So confidence is the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something from trust.
Okay. Read it again.
So confidence is the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something. the feeling or belief that someone can rely on something. So self-confidence would mean the feeling or belief that I can rely on myself to whatever that next level for me looks like, right? Because we're limited by our interpretations. So in the chat, I want to know from you guys, what is that next level for you? What is that next level for you?
Ask that question again.
What is that next level for you?
What do you, for in what? The whole thing.
With regards to the confidence that you will gain, what will that help you to execute on? What is that thing that you consider next level?
I want to speak into this because there are different ways that we can all be confident or lack confidence, and there are different reasons why we would want to have more. So there's no right or wrong answer. It really is just genuinely like, what do you want? Why would you want to be more confident? What area do you want to be more confident in? So that can be, you know, you want to be more confident in your physical appearance because you're afraid that your husband will leave you if you don't. Maybe you want to be more confident in your financial situation because you don't know how you're going to pay your rent. Maybe you want to be more confident in, let's do the same, financial situation because that allows you more opportunities. Maybe you want to be confident in your health so that every time you go to the doctor, you're not afraid. So there's many different ways we can be confident, and there's many different reasons why we want that. So it's kind of like you ever do those like assignments in school where they have this list of all these things on one side and the list of all the things on the other side, and you have to draw a line for like which one matches which?
Oh yeah,
and
I love those games.
I'm like, everybody's like chart thing would look different. Right? So if you're like physical appearance, relationships, social situations, health, money, career, dating, like wherever you want to be more confident, and then like reasons why, everybody's thing would look different. And that's so beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to pop some of these up here.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, you can keep going.
So you guys, I want to share with you what is currently happening, you know, why we chose to do a confidence series in the first place, because this is actually really relevant to what's happening on a global level. So did you guys know that the Me Too movement and the gender pay gap are the two of the most relevant issues facing women today? Now, if you're anything like me, you might have not heard of these names until very recently. However, as women, I believe that it is important that we bring this conversation to the table. Okay, so both of these issues have gained national and international attention, and both are being actively fought against. The Me Too movement is a powerful way to bring attention to the issue of sexual harassment and abuse, while gender pay gap is a reminder of how systemic gender discrimination is in the workplace, has left women at an economic disadvantage. So did you guys know, when I read this, I did a little bit more research. Did you guys know that 75% of women who experience sexual harassment have never reported it in the workplace? Like, I'll tell you, I didn't even know that it was that big of an issue, but, you know, it is clearly happening at such a rapid rate and so frequently. And why is it never discussed? Because same reason why it's never been thought about. Because we don't feel, you know, like if we have been, let's say I don't like to use the word victim, but, you know, if you have been harassed, then you are a victim.
You've been victimized.
You've been, but, you know, let's say if a woman has been victimized, if she hasn't shared it, it's because she lacks the confidence to share.
I mean, I've never been in that situation, but I also could imagine that there could be some threat as well.
Of course.
Right.
So that brings up the conversation of other layers of confidence. What is it that, is really holding women back from speaking up when they are being harassed? Because we're just talking about the workplace. We're not even talking about other things. And then, did you guys know, so speaking about the gender pay gap, that women get paid 21% less than men? I'll tell you, I didn't know that because we are a, like female-owned organization. And you don't know what you don't know. But like, you get two competent people, one has this, one is one gender, one is the other, one has a set of genitals, the other one has a different set of genitals. And because of that, you get paid 21% less when your household duties and obligations might even be greater.
So what do we do about it?
We got to talk about it, right? Well, so this is what's happening on a global level. So maybe one of those speaks to you. Maybe you want more confidence so that, you can stand for a situation that you never talked about, that might be, running the story of your entire life, and you continue running into the same thing over and over and over again because you haven't spoken up. Or, maybe for you, it's about gaining the confidence to, speak up about something where you feel like you are worth more. I don't know what is the thing for you, but all I know is that, if we're just taking those two scenarios, between point A and point B, the bridge in between is the confidence. So I share this with you because confidence is the thing that we need with regards to any area of our life that will take us from point A to point B. For example, for me, the reason why I wanted to lose weight in the first place when I started my transformation journey, it's because I wanted a more inspiring identity, and for me, I felt like losing the weight would give me more confidence to no longer be the kid that's being shamed, no longer be the kid that's being bullied. So regardless of whatever it is that you're finding yourself running into, like maybe it is physical, maybe you want more confidence so that you can wear, a spunky outfit so that you can improve your marriage. Or, maybe for you, it is about having more confidence to, spring break is coming up, spring is coming up, to, maybe wear shorts or a bathing suit. And right now you feel like, you don't have the confidence to rock it. I don't know what is the thing for you. What I do know, though, is that I believe that regardless of where you're at in the process, regardless of where you're at in your journey, more confidence will help you to unleash yourself to the next level, because the only limits that we put are based on our own interpretation. And when we shift our level of confidence, we shift how we interpret things. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I want to speak into this a little bit more too. And I'm curious to know from you guys, as like a side question. This is not about like how much anybody gets paid or anything like that. This is about the underlying thing to different situations. But I am very curious to know, there's no right or wrong answer in this. We're all going to have our own different opinions, and let's just all respect one another for those opinions. But what do you guys think? Do you think that every person should get paid equally, or it should be based on the value that that person brings to the organization, regardless of gender, race, or whatever? Because my belief is like, you get paid based on the value that you bring to the organization.
100%.
Right. And the more you can help the organization to be better, help more people grow, whatever the mission is of the organization, the more you contribute to the organization, the more you get compensated for it. Right? Value based on value, based on skill. Skill, it adds value.
Skill is value, yeah.
Okay, cool. We seem to be all on the same page. Okay, amazing. Yeah, because I was thinking about like the women's soccer team. This is no bash on them, but I don't know all the details of this, but there was like a, they were mad about not getting paid as much, but also they don't bring as large of an audience to watch their games as the men do. So it's kind of like, if you think about an organization, like if you're bringing in, putting more butts in seats, you are bringing more value to the organization. You should get paid more, right? So I guess like, and they're women, right? So you will think, oh my gosh, they should be paid the same amount of men. But I'm like, well, if the organization's mission is to put asses in seats to be entertained by you playing the game, and you don't put as many butts in the seats, you don't get paid as much, right? So I think like the fairness across the board. It's not that way though. And the other point that I want to make to this, which doesn't have anything to do with any of these circumstances, is really that you can't control anybody else. None of us have any control over what somebody else does. And the reality is that there are people that exist that are going to make you fear a certain consequence if you do stand up for yourself. If you do have the confidence to say, hey, no, this is what I stand for. Hey, I was harassed in this way at work, knowing that there could potentially be consequences, but how much confidence do you have to stand your stand knowing that there could be consequences?
So I want to shed light on the standing for something real quick. And just so you guys know, in a moment, we're going to share with you what, you can expect out of today. Now, the interesting thing about the U.S. women's national soccer team is that actually created a lot of attention, and with attention, they were able to attract more, people to watch the games, which is incredible. Now, I'm not 100% sure what ended up being the outcome. However, the reason why I share this is because sometimes we hold back from standing for ourselves because of the initial lashback.
True.
Now, when we get that lashback, what is also happening is two things. There's going to be a lashback from one side, but there's also going to be increased support from another side. And that is exactly what happened with the U.S. women's national soccer team. And, like
100%.
Their audience size has like exponentially increased since then.
They got more fans, and they got fans to become stronger fans, for sure. So yeah, it is. And we're going to get to cravings in a minute, promise. We went on a little tangent, but this is fun, right? Okay. So it's true. It is courageous to stand for something that not everybody will agree with. It takes a lot of courage. It also takes a lot of confidence to be okay with whatever that backlash may be. Because if you really stand firm in something, like Daisy, I see that you're here, your love and support and passion for LGBTQ community, like, you stand in that, you're going to have people disagree with you. Any of you guys, if you really stand strong for something, there's people that exist in the world. And guess what? The more people hear about it, the more there will be people that disagree with you, but also the more there will be people that come through and rise up to support you. So it's exactly what happened with the women's soccer team.
Yeah. So it's an interesting thing. So, it's like what we say, regardless. And over the next 8 days, when we give you your daily action steps, expect two things. On one side, it's going to be hard, but the reality is that, if you want more confidence, and I believe that if you have a growth mindset, you should always want more confidence, because what stands between where you're currently at and where you want to be is more confidence, right? So, no matter what, it's going to be hard. You just have to choose what type of hard are you choosing to go for, right? So, like, for example, here, just speaking about it like in broader terms, right? As somebody who has been, sexually assaulted myself, and I'll tell you guys, I did not speak about it with anybody for 5 years. Now, the interesting thing is that during those 5 years, those were the 5 years where my binge eating was the most out of control. And the reason why I didn't speak about it is because I didn't want to add burden to the family. Okay. Now, because I didn't want to add burden to the family, what actually happened in retrospect is I was adding a greater burden on me because I did not release it. So what did I do? I continued treating myself like a punching bag, or if I'm being honest, in this case, like a trash bag with continuous binge eating. So we all have different stories. Now, between where you're currently at and wherever you want to go with whatever that thing that more confidence will give you, I want you to know that no matter what, it's going to be hard. As a woman who has been sexually assaulted myself, I believe that, imagine going to the same workplace that, you've been sexually harassed at and not saying anything about it. Like that's fucking hard.
I just wrote right here, when you hold it inside, you suffer the most and your loved ones still suffer from getting a watered down version, a hidden version, a masked version, what's the opposite of elevated?
Depleted? Downgraded? Compromised?
A compromised version of you.
Yeah. So, like, I was the greatest burden. So imagine like not speaking up, like that is hard. You have like, when you're experiencing all this pain and you're keeping it in, there is gotta be a thing that that person is doing in order to tolerate it. Right. And I also believe that it is actually no surprise why, as the obesity rate keeps increasing, also anxiety and depression keeps increasing. It's like, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Like, do we as women gain more weight because we're anxious and depressed and we're using food as, a form of numbing our pain? Or is lack of education about how to treat yourself right, causes you to become more depressed? I believe that it's a little bit of both. You know what I mean?
So how does this translate then?
Yeah.
To our cravings and how we overcome those?
Yeah. So
I will rise up.
Who in here, go ahead and drop a C if in the past you have struggled with, uncontrollable cravings. Just go ahead and drop a C in your lifetime.
C for me.
Okay.
C for me.
Let's see it. Now, yeah, 1000%. So
you're making people cry again.
My intention is not to make you cry. My intention is to, bring awareness to things that are definitely not discussed, and to empower you
and free you,
and to empower you with regards to why is building confidence so important.
All of that was like the intro to the entire, why is this important? Why is this challenge or this event important? And then we're going to get into the details.
So I'll tell you, when I come up with the idea of the challenges, you guys, I intend to talk about more than just weight loss. Do you guys want to hear us talk about more than just weight loss?
No, they love the tangents.
Yeah, this is a part of the story. I'm trying to get you to see why it is so important that us as women increase our level of confidence, because clearly we're holding ourselves back. Clearly we're, being harassed in the workplace. How the heck is a woman who is not able to stand up for herself when she's being sexually harassed, who, let's say, is undervalued, going to stand up for herself?
You know what it does too?
Right? So like when we do not deal with it because we do not have the tools, what do? We end up numbing our pain through food, through alcohol. As a matter of fact, go ahead and drop in the chat. I want to know, like, when you have cravings, like what is the thing that you feel has control over you? Because for everybody, it's different. For me, it used to be chocolate and peanut butter. What's your thing? Go ahead.
When we're able to step into our courage and stand up for ourselves, to have the confidence to pursue whatever it is we want, regardless of how daring it may seem or what the consequences may be, we give permission to other women to do the same thing. We empower other women to do what they've been wanting to do, but haven't yet because they haven't had the courage. So when we have courage, when we pursue what we want, we are able to inspire other women to step up and step into their courage and their greatness.
100%. And, like, I'll tell you, like, for me, my transformation journey started on the physical. However, I wanted a lot more than that. I just didn't realize it, because you guys, why is it? I know some of you guys have already had that conversation with you. Why is it that us as women, sometimes we'll get ourselves to the point where we want to be so skinny that we're so skinny and we still are looking to lose more weight, when, like, we get ourselves to the point of, like, anorexia and bulimia. I used to be there. I got myself down to 104 pounds. And when I got myself there, I saw myself as the most compromised version of myself. Why is that? Think about it for a second, right? So, like, what we seek is more confidence. However, because we do not measure confidence, a lot of times it is a feeling which tends to be an intangible. What we interpret it as is, oh, I want to lose more weight. When the truth is that you're beautiful in every shape and size. However, if we underappreciate ourselves because we are at a certain weight, then we can drop down from 200 pounds to 150, from 150 to 120, from 120 to 80, and we can still look at ourselves the same exact way. So, what ended up happening at the beginning of my journey is I got my numbers to be so low, but I actually saw myself as an even more compromised version of myself. So what did I do? I now ran into the same problem, right? And food sabotage started happening, and I felt more powerless with regards to foods. Okay, so Erin's looking at like, what are your guys' things? Peanut butter and tortilla chips. I wonder if you ever had it, like, together at the same time. It's probably a pretty good combo, actually. Reese's.
Malabak.
Nice.
Oatmeal cranberry cookies.
Nice. Yeah. I hear you.
Reese's. Oh my gosh, great choice.
Yeah. Chocolate and fresh bread. That sounds good. Keeping it dirty on a Wednesday morning. You guys are dirty.
Dirty.
Okay. So because we're not aware of the fact that what we actually want is more confidence, a lot of times what ends up happening is that we punish ourselves in a physical way. And if this has been you, just go ahead and just drop me in the chat.
A P.
I know that this has been my case
totally
for most of my life.
Done it.
Right? Because we're just not aware of it, because there's no conversation that's being done about it. And then we think that when we get there, things are going to change. And what ends up happening is that we get there and then we realize that more of the same thing continues to happen. Isn't that interesting? Like it also happened for you with your, like when you did bodybuilding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, there's so many things. I think also like a lot of it starts at a very young age. Somebody makes some kind of offhanded comment about the way we look or what we're wearing or what they think about the color of our shoes or whatever. And then we start to identify with it's a negative thing to us. And then we identify with that negative thing. And then if we are not perfect or stepping into what's the opposite of that, it's like we're unworthy and now we are we deserve to be punished.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how that is the thought process that like rolls through. I feel like that's most people's experience.
Yeah. So when we don't deal with it the right way, we end up giving our power, because instead of claiming our power, we're giving our power. So think about it this way. In every single situation, you are either claiming power or you're giving away your power. And normally, whatever it is that you do, you continue attract doing. So for example, this is exactly why for anybody, have you ever gone yourself to a point where you're like, oh yeah, like I'm just going to have like a little bit of this, like especially maybe during the holiday, just like one holiday cookie is not going to hurt. Give me one moment. Hi, guys. So good to see you. How are you?
You're good.
We just moved to a new house, you guys. And the owners of the house just came in to pick up some stuff. So, like
I'll tell you, they're taking the TV out of the master bedroom because I just can't. It's distracting.
Yeah. So, like it starts with, oh yeah, like one holiday cookie wouldn't hurt. And then you're like, well, yeah, I just had like one sugar cookie. So like, why not go for like a bite of the brownie? And then you're like, oh yeah, like, gosh, it's one night. It's just one night. It wouldn't hurt, right? And then it's like you have another holiday party. Or, like your mother-in-law gifts you Reese's. And you're like, oh yeah, like it's the holiday, right? So one thing leads to another, that leads to another. And when you give your power to one thing, what you realize is that you continue that same exact pattern, because as humans, we operate based on patterns. So when you create the pattern of I'm giving away my power to this thing, you're going to continue giving away your power to this thing. It's also like, entering a relationship, like if you do not keep it real from the get-go, or are not showing your true colors, you continue running that same theme, right? To the point where there is so much misalignment that's like, what the heck is even going on, right? So how you do one thing is how you do everything. And over the next 8 days, we're going to expose you into 8 different elements that will help you to claim your power, and as a byproduct, increase your level of confidence on a mental level, on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, and on a physical level. If you are ready to blow your confidence through the roof, then let me see you go ahead and drop an I in the chat. Purim, love it. Happy Purim to all of my Jewish homies in the house. Yeah, okay. So giving away our power to food is something that is very, very common. with women. And that's why we're gonna like hit it head on from day one with, okay, let's claim our power with regards to food. We already know that if you are watching this right now, broccoli is not the thing that you give away your power to. Anybody in the house, is broccoli the thing that you give away your power to? If yes, go ahead and drop a Y. If no, go ahead and drop an M. An N. Y for yes, N for no. Nope. So normally when it comes to foods, okay, just want to make sure I'm not the only one, because I remember when I used to binge eat, I wouldn't binge eat on 5 pounds of broccoli. Okay.
Or chicken breast or sweet potatoes or...
However, 2 jars of peanut butter, different story.
Nutella.
1 pound block of chocolate, different story.
Pint of ice cream.
Okay. Those no's keep coming in. So, you know, when we give away our power to food, we normally give away our power to foods that are not serving us. And those tend to be foods that are highly processed, normally increased levels of sodium, man-made sodium, and increased levels of sugar, okay, which then cause inflammation in our body, which then disrupt our mood. Again, going back to the chicken or the egg, which comes first, anxiety and depression, because, you know, you're eating well that does not treat your body right, or, you know, the other way around. I think that it's both combined. Either way, it is time for you to claim your own power. Okay, so let's get to today's challenge, shall we?
Okay.
So what I want to share with you next is, how does this game work? So for the next 8 days, every single day, we're going to touch on a different piece of content that is related to your confidence. Towards the end, we're going to bring some very special guests in order to inspire you, to educate you.
Do you guys like it when we bring special guests? Have you loved our special guests, especially Callie? She was just here for a hot second.
To educate you from a new, fresh of lens, where, you know, we believe that we're not the experts in that area, and we want to, you know, collaborate with other experts who are doing amazing things, who, you know, have decided to join us and help you guys to increase your level of confidence as well. I believe that confidence touches every area of your life. It touches your relationships. It touches, you know, how you see yourself. It actually touches, you know, like how your body looks. Because if you're feeling confident about your body, you're going to treat your body in a certain way. If you're not feeling confident about your body, you're going to treat it like a trash can. I know that from experience. Okay. So the first thing that you do is you got to claim your power, and we're going to go bold. So every single day after every piece of content, we're going to give you 3 action steps. Okay. So every single day for the next 8 days, what you're going to focus on within the next 24 hours is those 3 action steps. The first one is watching our daily piece of content, so that, you know, you can fuel yourself with positive nourishment for your mind. For those of you guys who are with us live, congratulations. It's great to see you here. You've already gained 1 point. Yay!
If you're watching the replay, you also have gained 1 point. Look at you.
Exactly. Okay, point number 2 is because cravings is an issue for a lot of us. And normally, if you have cravings, you know, depending on where you're at in the process, especially at the beginning, the cravings happen more frequently and they're a lot more intense. The more you start to gain control over your cravings, not only do they become less intense, they also become less frequent. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to help you to claim power so that you can show yourself that you're more powerful than your cravings. And what we're going to do today for earning that next point, you are going to eliminate your kryptonite from your diet for the next 24 hours. So, you know, some of you guys said peanut butter and chips. Some of you guys said Reese's for the next 24 hours. None of that. Okay. Why? Because it's time for you to show yourself that you're more powerful than that thing.
I just named it the Kryptonite Crusher Challenge.
Oh, I love it. And, when you do that, mentally and emotionally, what you're doing is you are stacking an elevated level of confidence. Depending on how much content you've been learning from us, we talked about the concept of stacking your wins and withdrawals. So every time you give away your power to a food craving, what it actually is, it is a mental and emotional withdrawal. And every time you resist a craving or you resist allowing that thing that you give control to into your space, then you gain a deposit. Cool. And then the other thing that we're going to do, that I actually didn't share this with you when we were promoting this event on purpose, is when you do not have the context to this thing, it might seem extremely uncomfortable to the point where you'll not want to do this. However, you are so much more capable than you think you are. And our intention over the next 8 days is to show you how capable you are.
Okay, so out with it.
So what you're going to do...
Guys, I don't even know. I really don't. But I'm going to type it for you in the chat so you can get it.
Okay. I'm gonna begin with a question. Drop a yes.
The suspense is killing me. You're doing great.
See, it so happens when I hang out with you. Who in here believes, regardless of your current fitness level, that you could crush a marathon in the next 8 days? Who in here believes that you can crush a marathon in the next 8 days?
I believe I could. Doesn't mean I would like to.
If you're injured, if you are, maybe you've never even run a mile in your life.
You guys, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't.
Some of you do not believe that you can.
You are correct.
Which is exactly why I didn't share this with you. Because what happens right now is, Natalie, nope, capitals. When you do not believe that you can do something, remember, limits are things that are based on our own interpretation. So right now, you interpret marathon to be a stretch and a thing that you cannot do.
Okay, don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. I think I know where she's going with this.
As your coaches, what we're going to show you over the next 8 days is that you're so much more capable than you think, regardless of your fitness level, regardless of your experience, regardless if you even have running shoes.
Okay, are we running a marathon?
And the reason why I'm asking you this question is because when you go into this believing that you cannot do something, and then you prove to yourself that you can do it, do you know what that does to your confidence? Do you know what that does? It blows it up. So we're going to blow up your confidence in a physical way, in a mental way, and in an emotional way, in the humblest way possible. So the other thing that you're going to do today is you're going to, whether you want to run it, you want to jog it, you want to walk it, I'm not telling you how to do it. What I'm telling you is what you're going to do. The other thing that you're going to do is you're going to go for 3.3 miles.
Walk, run, jog, crawl.
3.3 miles.
Skip.
Let me show you.
I'm not done. Roll, frolic, 3.3 miles.
We did not tell you you have to run it. You can do it however you like to. 3.3 miles. I did not tell you that you have to do it in one set.
Total throughout the whole day.
Throughout the entire 24 hours, you get to complete 3.3 miles. That's all I'm telling you to do.
So okay.
So the point, however, we're not riding it. We're not rowing it. We're not biking it.
On your feet.
On your feet.
You can skip or frolic.
Yes. So what I want you to watch when I asked you a big
tiptoe.
audacious question, how did that make you feel? Because every time
like Sarit's lost her damn mind.
You feel like you're not confident to do something, that same conversation happens. Okay, so I'm here to expose your current limitations that you've interpreted to put on yourself. And I'm here to prove to you that yes, you can, and yes, you will. So let me see you go ahead and drop yes, I can.
They're excited. They already said, okay, I can do that. Okay, that's doable.
Yeah, we're going to do it together. And you guys are going to show yourselves over the next 8 days how much more capable you are than you think.
Okay, and also it doesn't need, like, it's literally, if I just have like my phone on me all day, I can open the health app, right? Which I think is native to all iPhones. If you don't have an iPhone, it's completely discriminatory. Sorry. I don't control what's on the phones. But there is a health app on here, and I'm sure there's something similar for Android, where you can see how far you've just traveled in a day. So it doesn't have to be like, oh, in this time I do this, I'm dedicating it to this. We'd be like walking to the grocery store. It can be like walking through the store. It can be walking to the bathroom and back, right? Like it's just total throughout the day. I've traveled that far. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So your intention is to get to the number 3.3 throughout your entire day. Okay. Look at you guys. Yes, you can.
So probably many of you already like walk half of it at least, just by like being alive and doing the normal things that you do.
We don't know though. We don't know.
I'm trying to find out.
What we do know is that our intention is to show you how much you can, because a lot of times we put labels on ourselves. You know, you think that because you're this age, you know, your body can only look a certain way, or you think that, oh, because you haven't run before, that completing a marathon is not for you. Or
this is interesting data I have here.
Yeah.
Your distance walked and run over the last 7 days averaged, and I don't always have my phone on me, so it doesn't know all of it because I'll leave it on my desk or I'll leave it somewhere and I'll be doing stuff. 2.5 miles. Okay, so if I go just walk an intentional mile, I already will have done it.
Listen, your job is to figure out how you're going to complete 3.3 miles. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. How you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, how you're going to spread it out, that's completely up to you.
Okay, you guys, I'm just taking you through my strategies because I'm thinking this through for myself. You can also just open my Map My Run, and you can just leave it going all day and just keep your phone on your person.
Yeah.
So it goes with you, and then you just see throughout the day, like, wow, how far have I gone?
Yeah, perfect.
Easy peasy.
Okay, so would love to see you on the Facebook group. Like, how are you doing? You're going to get an email with the daily action steps. And what you'll want to do when you're complete is you'll want to share with us, what is your kryptonite and how did you do how did you do abstaining it? Like, how did it make you feel? Did it make you anxious? Was it like totally okay? You realized how like abstaining from it for 24 hours is like totally simple? Or maybe it was really, really difficult for you, but you realized that you could do it. And then, yeah, how did it feel to complete your 3.3 miles? Okay, so 3 points for today. Point number 1, for those of you who are live with us, you're already doing it, watching daily content. Point number 2 is completing your 3.3 miles. And then point number 3 is abstaining from your kryptonite for the next 24 hours.
Okay, so what I would like you guys to do, because I'm thinking for myself, like, what is your kryptonite? What is the thing? Okay, I actually have literally ice cream in the freezer because it was recently my birthday. And also, I forget what we did, but there's ice cream. And the fact that there's still ice cream and it's only in a pint is really tremendous for me. So that will be the thing for me. But if you don't declare what the kryptonite is, how can you expect yourself to be intentional about abstaining from it?
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I would like you to make a declaration in the chat, in the comments, and I would like you to say, I declare that today, no Reese's peanut butter cups will pass my lips. Okay? Or whatever your thing is. Fill in the blank. But declare it, that way you know.
I'll tell you my declaration.
Okay.
So tonight, no nuts are going. You see, I share
like
this with you. I share this with you because, you know, like we're real people just like you, right? And I'm like, okay, well, yes, like chocolate is no longer a problem for me. But there are plenty of nights where I like to have me a couple of almonds just because. So tonight, I'm not going to have any of it.
Coffee with sugar and cream. We got Girl Scout cookies. Tammy, what kind of Girl Scout cookies? Like the Samoa or like the Thin Mints? Like, what's your jam? No chocolate will pass my lips.
All right.
You shall not pass chocolate. No sugar for 24 hours. Oh, yeah, I declare.
I love that.
No alcohol or added sweets and sugar. That's like two things. No energy balls. Is that Mo? Who is that? No candy. No popcorn. Salty snacks. Sugar. Pasta. Ooh, yeah. Chocolate minis. We getting specific here.
So good.
Artificial sweeteners. I like it. Mounds.
Oh.
Mounds. Tortilla chips. No chocolate chip cookies. Any kind of chips, candy, cookies. You guys, sugary cereal. Yum. You got, look, you're getting crazy here. Snacks, cakes, chips, cookies.
No,
I'm not eating today. No Nutella that I just bought. Oh, that is a tough one. No bread and desserts. All right.
So good. So good. Okay.
More Girl Scout cookies. Is 'tis the season, you guys, for Girl Scout cookies?
Maybe spring's coming. They're probably raising money. So good. Okay. So you guys, we got some work to do for the next 24 hours. Happy International or National, just happy Women's Day. And
every day, happy to be a woman day.
Here's to you blowing your confidence level to the roof. I hope you have a beautiful day. And remember, tomorrow we are going to go live again at 11 a.m. Eastern. So join us for that. And hey, listen, if there's a woman in your life that you appreciate, like on behalf of this mission, just, you know, like do her a favor and shoot her over a text or a message and let her know, like, hey, I want you to know I appreciate you. Because it is very evident that us as women tend to take on too much and we don't even speak up about it. Right? Like 75% of women in the workforce who are sexually harassed do not even say anything. That's 3 out of 4 women. It's time for us to wake up and do something about it. However, the only way for us to do something about it is for us to be confident enough. And that's the power of this challenge. Okay. Okay. Now, before we get to tomorrow, it's a very important day. I'm going to tell you what day it is in just a minute. Like today's International Women's Day. Cool. I'm going to tell you what tomorrow is. And I would like to know from you first in the comments. I would like you to drop an S if you have something that you have been, the reason it's an S is because it's a shit, okay? You have some shit you have been procrastinating on.
and you know you need to do the dishes, or a bill that's been sitting on the counter, or a room that you have a bunch of garbage or junk in, the garage needs to be cleaned, the house needs to be swept, the dog needs to be fed. Hopefully you haven't been procrastinating on that. Okay, you got some shit, you guys. Me too, it's all right, it just happens. Okay, so here's the dealio. That's tomorrow's challenge. And tomorrow is International Motherfucking You Day. Okay. And so is every day. So wonderful. Okay. Anything else?
That does it for today.
Excellent.
So go win your day. Go get on with your 3.3 miles. Go abstain from your kryptonite and show yourself that you're more powerful than that thing that you've been given too much control to. Cool. All right, you guys. That being said, we'll see you all tomorrow at 11 a.m. Much love.
Until then.
Bye.